Hello, Kyle here. Welcome to another fine day aboard the USS Sad Lonely Fat Man in a Basement. This is actually my third time recording this video. I've had an endless parade of technical difficulties, but I'd like to talk about why this channel has been around for 8 months and haven't released anything. You know, I really wanted to have a full series edited at this time. I like to work in batches to save time and maximize my laziness. So I recorded about 10 episodes back to back where I watched the episodes and recorded blurbs of me talking about them. When I got into the editing room, I was painfully bored by these episodes. Now, I'm a huge narcissist. I just love me. And if I'm bored by me, oh god, the rest of the world must be doomed. I scrapped everything and wanted to start over, but of course, when you put that much work into something and then it fails, you get pretty demoralized and, you know, lack of motivation. You just keep putting it off until maybe time will somehow make it better, and it never does. So anyway, I started looking at the educational content on YouTube that I really enjoyed, and I really started putting it into my editor and breaking it down just to get a sense for the pacing and just how many overlays and what's the ratio of like close-ups to far-outs to animations to title cards to text. I've been able to do this and turn it into a general style guide that I'm about to apply. I really like the intentionally shitty look that I've given to a lot of the stuff on the channel with, you know, the ship clearly made out of painted foam core hung from fishing line. Like, I just love that look, but even then, the original intro I made still looked a little too shitty, so I decided to revamp it a little bit. Just, you know, it's kind of very hard to properly chroma key fishing line. And then I made myself up a little model board ship, which is awesome because you never actually have to make a full board ship. You only ever have to make 3 sides because that's all that'll be visible on the camera at once. So yeah, half the work. Then I made myself up a little Deep Space Nine, which was a lot of fun. I'm particularly proud of the wormhole, which is literally a plastic bag wrapped around a light bulb filmed in the dark and then color corrected in post. That's my wormhole. Got a new template planned out that I'm still working on. I've got a new format I'm ready to focus on. So this channel hasn't been forgotten. I want it to be good because there's so many channels with boring, pathetic nerds talking about Star Trek, and the world doesn't need more of that. I wanted this channel to have sort of a quirky, unique voice, kind of similar to Junkball Media, how if you watch it, it's very different from most of the other Trek channels. And I mean, I don't want to copy that channel, but I kind of want to be unique and my own thing like that, just going off in another direction. If you're not familiar with it, you should check it out. It's probably my favorite Trek channel. You know, in the past, I wanted to get those nacelles to glow, so I was doing some post-trickery by, you know, using a color correction tool to really emphasize the reds. But I kind of want to do more in camera. So while cadmium red light is the probably brightest color on the artist palette, when you put it side by side something fluorescent, it just can't compare because the fluorescent is actually absorbing in the UV light, converting it into visible light and sending that out, so you're actually getting more light coming on, or more visible light coming off it than landing on it, which means when I paint these little nacelle end pieces with the fluorescent red, it almost looks like they're glowing on camera without any post-production trickery whatsoever. So that's one of the little things I'm excited for. And just more compositing with this nice starry background picture I took last summer. It's just going to be my generic space shot because it's pretty. I live in Toronto where we can only see like 4 stars, so to be out in nature where you can see lots of them was pretty special for me. Oh, and also I've got a concern for copyright, so you know, I really like that Star Trek, you know, the opening notes. I'm not going to sing them because I can't sing. I'll just ding, ding, ding. No, it's not even close. But you know the notes I'm talking of that just say Star Trek. Well, I'm worried about potential copyright violations, so I also scrapped the original theme song that I'd been working on writing because I'm not a musician and it was terrible anyway, and went with a section from Mahler's First Symphony. If you're not familiar with Mahler, you should be. He's awesome, but his First Symphony opens with those sort of Star Trek notes, and then when it goes into something else. So I think this approach means if there's any potential copyright issues regarding this channel, you know, they can just listen to Mahler's First Symphony and realize that no, I didn't steal the notes from Star Trek. I stole it from Mahler, and they're in public domain. And even if Mahler wasn't public domain, it doesn't matter because they were originally used in one of Beethoven's symphonies, and that's definitely public domain. So those little Star Trek notes, Yeah, they don't belong to Star Trek. They belong to the public now. So thank you, expiry dates on copyright. You mean a lot to people who like to create. All right, see you. Bye.